Hello, in this video I'm going to unbox this and also show you how to play Unmatched Jurassic Park Ingen versus Raptors. Okay, let's go. This is quite hard to acquire in Europe. I managed to get it from a seller on Board Game Geek. It's one that I've been looking forward to play because, well, who doesn't want to play as the Raptors or the Ingen team? Okay, so I'm going to open the box and we'll see what's inside. This one I think is a bit different than the last unboxing I did of Unmatched game because the Raptors are all three character pieces, not tokens. So let's see what's inside. And you only get one-sided board, but the board does have some interesting features on it from what I've seen. It's very tight. I just want to look at the artwork there. Oh, that's really, really good artwork. Oh, yeah, just so evocative of Jurassic Park. Oh, that's really good. So yeah, we've seen the rules before. I'm guessing it'll obviously go over the quirks of the board, and also these things, the traps that the Ingen team can. Oh, what's his name? Muldoon. I think his name is Muldoon. Sorry, can place in the game, and you get one for each of the three Raptors. So let's put it there so you can see that. Yeah. And what's different about this one is the board. Oh, that's pretty cool. I like that. Yeah, that's a really nice little nod to the game. So you only get one side on the board, but what's interesting is that these areas here, you can only enter that way, you can't come this way. So for example, the only way out of the paddock is, I believe, this one here. Yeah, and of course, because you've got a high tower, you can see here, and you can see these, and obviously you can see all these ones as well. So that's quite good. Do like that. And obviously it's got its name there, the Raptor Paddock. It would have been nice if there was another map on the back, but hey, I've got three boards now, so that's not a problem. Let's look at the miniatures. Yeah, I'm going to look forward to painting these. Again, they just had a wash over them, but they really capture the feel. That is a nice pose. Yeah, I think that might be a bit twisted actually. Yeah, I can sort that out, it's not a problem. This one, you can see what they've had to do there with the tail to give the model some purchase. If I could, I'd cut that off, and I've got some clear plastic rods, I could reposition it. So I may do that in the future. And Mr. Muldoon. There we are. Just about to say, clever girl. Oh, his gun's got a bit of bend in it. Yeah, it's soft plastic, but I think if you're under the hot water and then reposition it and then put under cold water, it sort of corrects the problem there. His legs look really skinny. Yeah, okay. And of course, the decks of cards, tokens, and the same nice inlay with the upside down. Raptors, Ingen workers go in there, obviously, and then the traps go in there and the dials there. Okay, so I'm going to open these cards now and I'll come back to the video. So these are the two decks for Robert Muldoon and the Raptors. The Raptors all use this one card, and there's three of them, and they all have 7 health. And straight away, clever girl. Yeah, that's probably one of the most iconic expressions or sayings rather in Jurassic Park. So yeah, look at these. The artwork again is so nice on these. Oh, that's really, really good. Yeah, just, oh, yeah, eviscerate. That's what I imagine the Velociraptor would do to you with those lethal claws. I am looking forward to doing a Raptors versus, say, Robin Hood, because with the Unmatched series, you can mix and match the characters. You use the same deck for each character and mix and match as you choose. So Raptors versus Robin Hood, I think it's going to be one I'm going to have to do. So Muldoon there. Oh, they've all got ranged, which makes sense, I suppose. You won't want to fight a Velociraptor with your bare knuckles. I think that's double-sided, yeah. No, see back there tells you what you can do in your turn. Again, more quotes from the film. Yep, shoot her! Yeah. Okay, so that's pretty much it. It's quite similar to the Robin Hood versus Bigfoot that you may have seen in my previous video for the Unmatched series. I am going to try and track down the other ones. Like I say, they've done a standalone Bruce Lee one, and they've done one with Sinbad, Alice in Wonderland, King Arthur, and Medusa. And that's called Volume 1. Then I think the other one's called Cobblestones and Smog, and that's got Frankenstein. No, it's not Frankenstein. Sherlock Holmes, Dracula, The Invisible Man, and Jekyll and Hyde. And there's also rumours that they're doing a Buffy the Vampire Slayer one, so I want to try and track them down. Okay, so this has been unboxing, and now I want to do a quick how to play video. So the first thing to do is choose which of the heroes you wish to be. If you choose to be the Ingen, you get your hero of Robert Muldoon, and you get the 3 Ingen workers, you get 8 traps, and you get the health dial for Robert Muldoon, your deck of cards that correlate to Ingen, the card for the Muldoon's traps, and the reference card for Robert Muldoon. If you're playing as Raptors, you take the 3 Raptors, and each of the health tiles corresponds to the Raptors, the Raptor reference card, and the deck of cards for the Raptors. And of course, the Raptors are the best one, so you'll go for them. So let's go over the health dials. So every character has a health dial. As you can see, it starts on where the red line is. So the Raptors start on 7 apiece, and Robert Muldoon starts on, I believe, 14. Yep. These are called sidekicks. These are called heroes. Sidekicks have 1 point health, so they don't have a dial. So 1 health, and that's it, they're out of the game. You win the game by basically eliminating your opponent. That simple. Once that's done, you shuffle your deck and draw a starting hand of 5 cards. A quick talk about the cards. So we have attack cards, scheme cards, defend cards, and cards that can be used as attack or defend. And it also tells you who can use the cards. So in this case, any Raptor can use these cards, and these ones only Muldoon can use. And there's some rules at the bottom which relate to when the card is used, and I'll go over that as it comes up. So let's talk about the character cards in this game. You get Robert Muldoon, who has a range attack, starting health 14. You can move 3 spaces, and start of your turn, you may place a trap. Whenever one of your traps is returned to the box, draw a card, and Muldoon starts with 8 traps. The Ingen workers have range attack, and you get 3 of them. Or again, all 1 health because they're only a token and they're not a hero. The Raptors can only fight in melee. They have 7 health apiece. Raptors add 1 to the value of their attack cards for each of your other Raptors adjacent to the defender. So the gang up basically. Move for 3, and then just a bit of blurb at the bottom there. And at the back of the each character card is a reference of what you can do on your turn. So this is the reference card for Robert Muldoon's traps. It's double-sided. I'm not sure why they've done that, but anyway. You may place a trap token in any unoccupied space in Muldoon's zone. If Muldoon's space is in more than 1 zone, you may pick a space in any of them. The target space cannot contain any fighters or other tokens, including other traps. When an opposing fighter enters a space with a trap, the trap goes off. The fighter must immediately stop moving and takes 1 damage. After the trap goes off, return to the box. Muldoon and his allies may land on or move through traps freely without setting them off. So that's quite good. That's a way to really crowd the areas of the board that you don't want the opponent to go into. So a game board has spaces and zones. A space is each of the individual ones. A zone is ones that have the same colour. So for example, this, and this one are all the same zone of this type. So again, with Muldoon's traps, if you're on this, that's where you can place. So you can put a trap up there if you want for some reason, but I don't know why you want to do that. And of course the lines of adjacency. So if you're stood here, you're not adjacent to this one here because the lines are connected. So as you can see, the layout of the board does allow for some interesting tactical play. And I said before regarding this one here, as in you can't leave the paddock as you jump into it via the door. So the youngest player will set up first. The area that has a 1 in it is where the youngest player will put their character. So if the youngest player was, say, playing the Ingen team, put the hero in there, and then their sidekicks have to go in areas that match the same zone. So in this case, it's this sort of bamboo grass type thing. So put one there and there. And this one could go over here or go here. We'll put them here for now. Then the Raptors would set up, because they'd be second player, and they'd go in where the number 2 is. So they put a Raptor in here. And again, likewise, they can then set up any Raptor in these areas or these ones here. So we could go like, let's go one here, and then let's do one here. Now it's set up. Then once setup is done, the youngest player gets the first turn. So in this case, it'd be Muldoon. So on your turn, you must take 2 actions. You may choose 2 different actions or the same action twice. So maneuver is you can draw a card and you can move your fighters, which is optional. You may discard 1 card to boost your move. The boost is the little number on the side here. So that would increase your move by 2. So for example, if I played Robert Muldoon and I boosted, I'd go from move 3 to move 5. That card's then discarded, and all my fighters can then move 5. I'll say fighters, my hero and my sidekicks, sorry, then move 5. Your hand size is 7. If at the end of your turn you have more than 7 cards, discard down to 7. If you ever have to draw a card and you have no cards in your deck, all your fighters take 2 damage. You can have more than 7 cards in your hand during your turn. It's just at the end of the turn you have to discard down to 7. When you move your fighters, you have to do it one at a time. You can't come back to a fighter, so I can't exactly go 1, then go 1, 2, 3, then go 2, 3. I have to move them all complete one movement before I go to another one. You can move through your own fighters when you move. You just can't move through opponents unless, of course, you have a special rule for that. Robert Muldoon's is at the start of your turn, you may place a trap. So, for example, in this case, because I'm in the sort of bamboo looking zone, I could place one in here at the start of my turn. I don't think you can place them in ones where you already have a fighter. Yeah, so I could put it there, for example, and then I could move my 3, so go 1, 2, and then 3. He's going to die. And then I go 1, 2, 3, and then I could go 1, 2, and then I go 1, 2 to there, because they've both ganged up on there. So that would be a move action. The next available action is called Scheme. That's this card symbol here. So if I get this card in your hand, you could play it and do its effect. So this one here is call for backup. Choose 2 different effects. Place up to 3 traps. Place all of your defeated Ingen workers, if any, in Muldoon's zone, and draw 2 cards. And this tells you how many cards you get. You get this card twice in the deck. So that's quite a useful card to have. So here's an example of melee. This Velociraptor is going to attack Robert Muldoon here. The Velociraptor ability would kick in here. They'd get extra 2 points to their card because there's 2 Velociraptors next to the target. So we reveal the cards. Now they've both got an after combat trigger. So Robert Muldoon is the defender. He gets a tiebreaker, so he gets to do this first. So this 4 now becomes a 6. So that'd be 5 points of damage to Robert Muldoon. So let me do that after combat. So draw 1 card. If you won the combat, draw 2 cards instead. Sadly, didn't win combat, so it just draws 1 combat. This one, if you won the combat, which they did, deal 1 damage to your opposing fighter for each of your Raptors adjacent to them. So that's an extra 3 points damage. So in that case, that's 8 points damage done to Robert Muldoon. So that's quite a heavy blow. As you can see from those examples, the combat is quite quick and easy. Nothing too complex there. The game recommends a 20-minute playtime. Once you get familiar with the game and the cards, that would be very achievable, I reckon. I am, like I say, looking forward to doing the other fighters. I've got Bigfoot and Robin Hood. So yeah, it's going to be fun to see Robin Hood face on the Raptors. One thing I've just noticed in the rulebook, on the back page, well, first I'll show that bit of stunning artwork. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Is this. So this is one we have here. I think they're teasing some more sets. So that's going to be a nice minifig to have. Big Velociraptor. I'm guessing that's Jeff Goldblum's character. And that looks like Lauren, I can't recall her name. Lauren Dent, I think her name was in the film. Her character. I can't recall the character name, just the actor's name. And there's Sam O'Neill's character with the 2 kids. Again, I can't recall them. And I hope they're not fighting against the DNA. Because that'd be interesting. Okay, so that's been an unbox and a how to play of Jurassic Park Unmatched. Ingen versus Raptors. If you've enjoyed this video, please leave a comment below, and I'll see you later.